Hey, this is JC. Welcome to Urban Knife Guy, where we explore the urban lifestyle and jungle survival. Today, I'm going to show you the evolution of my jungle survival kit and how I've streamlined it for my needs today. First, if you watch this channel regularly but have not subscribed, please do so to help the channel out. And if you'd like to support the channel even more, do check out my shop links in the pinned comment or description below. You can even join as a channel member. Thanks a lot. I'm constantly tweaking my gear, and this jungle survival kit is no different. I've shared two videos previously on the evolution of this kit, and this is in its current form. Now it uses the Maxpedition mini pouch. Now I used to use the micro pouch, which is this one over here, but it really was not big enough. Now it doesn't look like there's much of a size difference, but an inch here and an inch there does really make a difference in terms of what you're going to keep. And previously it was bursting at the seams. So now I've got it down to where I think it works for me. Now let me explain why I've done this. In my previous rendition of this survival kit, it had a lot of redundancies. In fact, I think too many redundancies of things I was already carrying. While I do think redundancies are important, I think I just had too much. That added to weight. So I've been on a journey to streamline all my kits, cut out excess, have some redundancies, but not overdo it, and basically to keep the weight down. When I go out to bushcraft, it's a recreational exercise. I'm not there on a survival expedition. There is some overlap between bushcraft and survival because you might get into bad situations when you're out in the wilderness. But by and large, the point for me to go out is to have a good time. And if I'm lugging along a lot of gear that's really heavy, that reduces my enjoyment because I'm burdened by a heavy load, then that defeats the point of going out to have fun. So I've been trying to streamline my kits, and this is one of the kits I have streamlined. And maybe my journey will help you in some of the decisions you make when you make your own kits. Now, I refer to this as a jungle survival kit, and I think it's probably more appropriate to rename it a jungle tool and emergency kit. Survival kit, I think, stretches it a bit too far. There are some items that can be used for survival, but really a kit like that will not be enough to survive. I'll need a collection of different items that I carry with me on my belt and in my pack, combined with these, and together they would form a survival kit. So I see this now more of a tool and emergency kit. One thing I did do was to take out the first aid items out of this kit because I really have what I consider an adequate IFAC that I carry on my person, and I didn't think a few more bandages or band-aids would really help in terms of redundancy. So to me, this suffices, so I removed all first aid from here. I also removed excess tinder and kindling like fat wood, cotton infused with Vaseline, and additional jute. So I took that out because I do have a fire kit, and I didn't want to again carry that much. So let's have a look at the items in my tool and emergency kit. So as mentioned, this is the Maxpedition mini pouch. It is a really nice pouch. I think the size is right. Now this fits into the top pouch of my day pack, so it fits in just nicely, but it's a great place to be. I can unzip it, take it out if I need to access any of the items very easily. I can almost do it without taking out my pack completely. I just sling it on one of my shoulders, sling it forward, open it up, and I can access this kit. In the front, where there's this netting, I've got stainless steel cable, which is very useful, and a zip tie. For the morale patch, this is really just a simple reflective patch so that if this drops and it's dark, it's easy to see. And if you really need it, I guess, to signal against some light, that's again another thing that could be used. I do have other signal items inside, so really a combination of different things that could work together. So it unzips like that, and this is what I have inside. And I'll just start from left to right, and I'll start off with power. So this, as you can see, is clipped here, so that's really nice, so it won't slide out accidentally. I've got a power bank and a cable. So this is basically a type A to type C, and this is a night core battery. It can take 5000 mAh, so it's a nice lipstick size. It is fairly big, but I want the capacity. So what am I charging? I'll be charging maybe my phone if I need, or a satellite communicator in the form of this Garmin InReach. So I think power is quite important. Even if you're going out for a day trip, you never know what happens and you might need to spend the night out. I've got some cordage. I don't have paracord here because I've got paracord, I've got nylon and jute in my pack. This is braided Kevlar, so it's really strong, and I just have a whole bunch here in the event I may need it. I've got paper clips and safety pins, and inside here I've got a straw which is sealed on one side, as you can see, and inside the straw I actually have a pre-threaded sail needle. So this is for emergency repairs, and this is just to keep that out of the way, doesn't get tangled up, and then that goes into the straw and right there, and really doesn't move anywhere. I've got a mini Sharpie over here, and this Sharpie is to be used in conjunction with this flagging tape. I've talked about this before, and this is if you get lost and you want to either mark your trail for yourself or for rescuers. You can tie these around trees, and then you write down critical information, the time you're there, if you have a compass, the bearing or direction you're headed to, and if you have any emergencies or you have any other critical issues that you want to say, maybe you've run out of water or run out of food, etc. Behind, a couple of tools, just some gaffer's tape taped around a plastic card. So I believe I've got about 6 feet here. A signal mirror. Now I just carry this kind of a Mylar plastic based mirror. It still can reflect, still acts as a mirror, but it doesn't break so easily and it's much lighter. I've got another needle here. This needle is more curved. This is a sack needle. It's to repair bags if needed or corners, and again pre-threaded, and I keep it here just to be safe. Nothing else on this side, and we come on this side. I have a flashlight. This really is more for emergencies. If I know I'm going to be out at night, then I'll bring a headlamp. This is really just in case if I get stuck overnight. In terms of fire making capabilities, I've taken out my ferro rod from here. I do carry that on my person. So for emergency fire starting, I've talked about this before in a previous video. Really, if you want emergency fire, get a lighter. So this is a flint lighter or strike wheel lighter. I've sealed it up. I've got some tinder material in terms of a waxed hemp wick. Inside, I believe I've got thread. I've got a bit of jute, and I've got more Kevlar over here, and I've got duct tape or gaffer's tape. And I've talked about how to make the survival lighter in a video. You can check that out in the link in the card above or description below. I used to carry a Leatherman tool inside, and I carried a Swiss Army knife on my person. As part of my 3-knife system, I also had a fixed blade, and I have a parang. I also have a silky saw, and that's really too much. So I decided the Leatherman and the Swiss Army knife were redundancies. It's really too much to just carry. So I've moved the Swiss Army knife from my belt and I've put it into this kit because it's lighter, it takes up less space, and this particular version basically has all the tools that I think I'll need in an emergency if for whatever reason I have lost all my other tools. So again, this is kind of a redundancy. So this is the Victorinox camper. It's got all the main basic tools, but it's also got that valuable wood saw. There is an awl, and inside the corkscrew I've got ferro rod as well as tinder sauce. So I guess that's additional fire making capabilities. For the scale tools, I do have the toothpick, and then I have a modified pair of tweezers, modified in this way to remove stings. So, and this all is held with these custom micarta scales, and this is a nice dark OD green sort of color, and I've oiled it as well, and I think it just looks good. Packs well, has all the functionality I need, and when I carried this on my belt for the last half a year, I've used it maybe 2 or 3 times, so I feel that it doesn't have to be on my belt. It can be in this emergency kit. All right, over here inside, I've got a few more things. I've got a plastic bag, and inside the plastic bag I do have an emergency blanket, which is orange on one side and then that reflective material on the other side, and this can be used as a signal panel on top of an emergency blanket. Now I used to carry it in a separate Ziploc bag, and then I had this Ziploc bag. I decided, you know what, I can save space, cut down on one bag and just have this in this bag. And this bag is really for water collection in an emergency. And that's why I also have Puree tabs over here, a bunch of aqua tabs to purify water that's collected if needed. I do have this is held over from my previous rendition of this pouch, and basically it's just heavy duty aluminum foil, and the whole idea is multiple uses, but really if you wanted to maybe make a container to boil water that you collect, you can use that as well. And I believe one final item is just a button compass. So the whole idea behind this pouch is, besides being an emergency kit for myself, I figured if I ever meet hikers who are in a bad situation and I need to get help because I'm able and they can't, I might leave this kit behind with them, and they've got a bunch of stuff that they could use, whether to really help them or to boost morale. It's just good for them to have something like that. I hope you enjoyed this look at my streamlined jungle tool and emergency kit. I think I've got all the items I need for repairs, a bit of emergencies, and not too many redundancies for things I'm already carrying on me. But do let me know your thoughts. Do you have any thoughts or ideas or suggestions on what I should include or take some things out? As far as I've thought through in terms of the process for the different items, I want things to have multiple uses as far as possible, and that's how I've got this here. And of course I do want it to fit within the size so that it can fit within my pack as well. Well, do let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you like the content in general, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.